Good morning and welcome on into another episode of Picks on Net, NHL Picks and Predictions. I'm your host, Terry Edelman at T Picks over on X, ready to break down the Friday slate. We've got 4 games to discuss, including an afternoon game. That is the Global Series happening in Sweden. So that game starting a bit in around an hour and a half. So we will, of course, get to that. First announcement, no show tomorrow. I've decided to take the weekend off, much deserved weekend off. So, as normal, members of the YouTube channel will get my entire betting card tomorrow, posted on the YouTube channel, but no show. So, for members only, they'll get my entire card. Otherwise, taking the weekend off here. But having said that, we'll jump into yesterday's slate, which unfortunately was a bad one, especially here for the show. Anaheim Ducks team total over 3.5 plus 130. Lost. The Ducks ended up losing 6-3. So close, but not quite close enough. Leo Carlson did not get a goal and did not get a point here in this game. So a rough game for him. Brad Marchand had 2 assists, I believe 2 primary assists as well. So close, but not close enough. Macklin Celebrini over 1.5 points, lost. I also had Sharks money line, which also lost. The San Jose Sharks got completely dominated by this Calgary Flames team. Luckily, Askarov kept them in this game for way longer than they should have been in this game. But the Sharks ended up getting shut out. And then Bo Horvat had 2 points, but no goal. So yesterday, a lot of these players that I was taking for either goal or assists, I should just be taking for 2+ points because that's what's been working. Otherwise, rough loss, a rough day yesterday. I did win with Dallas money line, premium play on the site, and my NFL player prop, Drake May, over on his passing yards, cashed pretty easily. But on the show, another rough day. So I apologize, guys. I apologize. But with that being said, we will go and see what people are thinking here. I'm going with Pittsburgh. Yeah, we'll talk about them in just a second here. Or went, since I already bet the minus 118. You got a good price. Because bear with me if it'll let me click here. You got lucky, man. I could only find a minus 125. Yeah, I think minus 125 is the best odds we have right now, and that's why. Early bird gets the worm. Brian bet it last night, and that's why you have the better odds than today. Always smart to try to cap the day before if you're able to, for sure. Let's go, Terry. Good morning. What's up, Terry? Not much, Brian. I got Rust, Aho, Gunther, and Mishkov. Anytime goal parlay. Well, the last guy on that list for you has scored in 3 games in a row. So Mishkov has done very well recently. Bo, get it today how it works for me. Yeah. Hello from Sweden. Are you going to the the game? Probably not, but it should be a good one. I like the Global Series. I'm glad they have the Global Series. Malkin assist and Silvos shutout. Oh, okay. Interesting. And yep, Jonathan Davis mentioned it. I mentioned Duhaime to score as he had done in back-to-back games. And then Jonathan mentioned that not only does he score, he scores the first goal of the game, and he scored the first goal of the game. So if you bet his goal prop at plus 900, you were happy. If you bet his first goal scorer prop, well, you're ecstatic because that was probably a huge plus money price. 5-0 Pens is your guess. Okay. Let's go Preds. IceX likes to be different than everybody else. Wood Point and Bunting Point, plus 280 at Fanatics. We'll talk about both, I guess. Yesterday, you had Geeky and Nyes anytime goal parlay. Nyes hasn't scored in 4 games now. Rough. The Leafs are just a mess, is how I would call them right now. But going to the first game, which of course is the Global Series happening in Sweden, we have the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Nashville Predators. Penguins minus 125, road favorites. We'll call them neutral favorites. The Predators neutral dogs, and a total of 6.5 here in this one. Goalies, Artur Silvos confirmed for Pittsburgh, 4-2-3, 2.49 goals against average, 916 save percentage. UC Saros likely for Nashville, 5-6-3 with a 3.1 goals against average, 891 save percentage. Things have not gone well for Saros this year. And this Nashville team that is retooling, probably should be rebuilding, but has just struggled, and they need Saros to be his elite. He's played elite hockey before and shown himself to be an elite goaltender. Well, the Predators need that if they're going to compete at all, but they haven't gotten it, and that's why they have continued to lose games. The Predators 5-9-4 in the season. They've lost 5 games in a row. Most recent was a 6-3 loss in New York against a New York team that cannot score at home, but were able to score 6 on the Predators. The Penguins, they've lost 4 of their last 5, but if you look at the teams they faced here, all 5 teams are either in a playoff spot now or were in a playoff spot last year. So the Penguins were in a bit of a tough schedule, but now they get this Nashville Predators team here in this game. I think the Penguins is the right side here in this game. If you want to go with the minus 125, or if you want to go within regulation for the plus price, you could do that. Erik Karlsson, over 2.5 shots on goal, plus 115. He's done that 5 games in a row. And of course, he's Swedish, so playing in his home country, I would look at his shots on goal prop for sure in this spot. Point props, Philip Forsberg, 3 games in a row, of course, Swedish as well. Not everybody, but a lot of people are going to be on Philip Forsberg and Erik Karlsson today, as they are both Swedish and playing in their home country. So it would make sense. I don't necessarily believe in the books will want them to not do well. Now, that is the case. The books will want these 2 players to not play well, but I'm not one of the people that believe that books have any kind of influence on that kind of thing. But other players looking good recently. Ryan O'Reilly, since tearing into himself in that post-game interview, he has a point in 3 games in a row. So he has not been doing too bad as of late. Matthew Wood for the Nashville Predators. He has a point in 6 of his last 7 games. He had 3 points in his last game. So 6 of his last 7 games with a point. He is on the 3rd line and is on the 2nd power play, but he continues to put up good numbers. I thought about his props, but I just I don't like that he's on the 3rd line and the 2nd power play. I'd prefer either the 2nd line or, of course, the top power play. But he's been putting up good numbers recently, so he could be a good player to look at. Also, I want to see, with this game being played in Sweden, I want to see how the teams do today on that ice, international ice, of course, and see if it affects anything when it comes to player props. But that is basically it. Nick Blankenberg, a defenseman for the Preds, has a point in 4 or 5 games. He's plus 139 here. Goal props, nobody's really on any kind of goal streak right now. Power play point props, Matthew Wood. Despite being on the second power play, he has a power play point in 4 of his last 6 games. So the Predators' second power play is actually doing pretty well. And then assist props, Malkin assist 4 or 5 games, 76% of games this year, minus 125 for him to get an assist here in this game. Let's see what the chat is thinking here in this game. I'm on the draw and Preds. Okay. Rust goal, plus 194 at Novik. Not sure who you're talking about, Chisman. I'm not sure. Pittsburgh side. Oh, the refs. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, what are you talking about here? But that makes sense. Okay. So the refs, 6.1 goals per game, 5.8. Okay, that's good. Let's see. Okay, I don't want to do that. Almost clicked block. I almost blocked you, IceX, by accident. Let's see if international travel does anything with the teams. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering as well. Carlson and Forsberg, 1 point and 3+ shots, plus 625. I like it. That's going to be popular today. First period over 1.5. I'll talk about the previous history between the totals and the teams in just a second. Forgot to do that, but you can get Carlson power play point at plus 225 on FanDuel. His assist at even money. Can't remember the book. I like him today. I'm done. Fashion. Yeah, he should be good today. He's going to be a player that people are betting a lot for sure. Ben Kindle over 2.5 shots, plus 154, back-to-back games in 4 or 5. All right. Is he now on the second line? Pretty sure. Nope, he's still on the top line. Ignore me. IceX a little bit worried about almost getting blocked. Well, so what's going to happen? No, I'm kidding. Bunting has 6 points in 9 games versus Pittsburgh, plus 142. Sounds good. But we'll move on along to our next game. Yes, I do have a play in this one, so don't worry. Vancouver Canucks and the Carolina Hurricanes. The Canucks plus 220, road dogs. The Hurricanes minus 270, home favorites. And go back a second. I totally forgot again. So, previous history between these two teams, which I forgot to mention. Pittsburgh 6-0-1 in the last 7 games between these two teams. So, despite Pittsburgh kind of being a rebuilding team the last couple seasons, or at least a team going downhill in a couple of seasons, they've had success against the Predators. When it comes to the total, 1 over, 6 unders, and 1 game finished with 6 goals. So for a total 6.5, 6 of the last 7 have gone under between these teams, and 2 of 4 have gone to overtime between these two. Now back to this one. Vancouver is 3-1-1 in the last 5 meetings between the teams, and 3 of the last 5 have gone over 6.5. So we've seen some high-scoring games between these two teams. Looking at goalies here for this one, Kevin Lankinen confirmed for Vancouver, 3-5-1 with a 3.56 goals against average, 884 save percentage. Rough numbers for him. Pyotr Kochetkov, likely for Carolina. He's 2-0-0 with a 1.46 goals against average, 936 save percentage. Really nice numbers after 2 games for Kochetkov. How are these two teams doing recently? Well, both teams are involved in some high-scoring games recently. The Canucks, if we're looking at their last 5 games, 5-3, 5-4, 4-3, 5-2, 5-4. A lot of overs. Carolina lost 4-1 in their last game to Washington. Previous 3 games before that, 5-4, 6-3, 4-3. So both teams involved in some high-scoring games. Finnegan likes the Canucks, so he says to bet the Canucks here in this spot. But for me, give me Jake DeBrusk, anytime goal, plus 300 here in this game. He has scored in 3 games in a row in 4 of his last 5 He's got the hot stick right now for the Canucks. Carolina, yes, Kochekov's in net, so that's what I would prefer, a different goalie in net, but I'm still sticking with it here. DeBrusk anytime goal plus 300. Now, he's never scored against the Hurricanes, so this would be his first ever goal against the Hurricanes. I think he can get it here. We'll take him plus 300. Great odds for how he's been playing recently for the Canucks. Let's see here. Salute, Terry. Hey, Kev. How's it going? Hope all is well. Canes team total over 3.5, minus 135. Canes have scored 4 or more, 10 of 11 wins. Vancouver has given up 4 or more and 7 of 10 losses. Very nice. I could see goals here. Addison saying hello. Hey, Addison. Nice to see you. One more. Terry, what do you think on prop play Jake DeBrusk anytime goal? Well, that should say it all about that part. Connor Garland point and Quinn Hughes assist. Thanks for reminding me. Let's look at other players here in this game. I think Quinn Hughes is a questionable, is day-to-day here. I don't know if he's going to be playing or not. But just because he's day-to-day would mean I would stay away from his props. But if he does play, 4-game assist streak for Quinn Hughes. So he has been doing pretty good recently. Other players here, Brock Besser, 0.45. He's minus 112. And he has had success against the Hurricanes, points in 4 of his last 5, including 2 multi-point games against the Hurricanes. So Besser could be a good look here. Kiefer Sherwood, 3 games in a row with a point, plus 152 in this one. And then goal props, Jake DeBrusk, as I said, 3 games in a row. Kiefer Sherwood has scored in back-to-back games. I know he was really hot earlier in the season. So maybe he's starting to pick it up here. Jake DeBrusk, back-to-back games with a power play point. He has success in the power play. Jackson Blake, a point in back-to-back games for the Hurricanes here in this one. So Quinn Hughes was your other question, was your Kev. Quinn Hughes, as I said, probably would stay away just because of his injury concern. And then I don't even know if Garland is playing here. Yeah, okay, he looks... but he hasn't done anything recently. Garland, no points in his last 5 games and nothing in 6 games against the Hurricanes. So probably would stay away from Garland here. DeBrusk has 2 goals versus the Canes, both against Freddie. He does. Hold on a second here. Okay, that must have been before. Okay. Yeah, so those were not recent goals. In the last 7 meetings, he has nothing. So those were older goals against the Canes, but yeah. Besser has 2 goals in 3 games versus Kochekov. Okay. I destroyed the like button. I appreciate that. Well, I appreciate you hitting it. I hope it still works for some other people, but Jake, I'm going to go with. Yeah, that's who I would go with here. 5 for thumbing. There you go. 5 for thumbing. Terry Edelbags. How's it going, Mr. King? Hope all is well. I just want to try props only. Hey, there you go. Nothing wrong with that. But on to our next game. We have the Philadelphia Flyers and St. Louis Blues. And the Flyers, plus 115, road dogs. The Blues, minus 135, home favorites. And a total of 5.5 here in this one. Nobody yet announced for Philadelphia when it comes to goaltenders. Let me refresh just to make sure nothing has come out while the show's been going on. No, Dan Vladar is unconfirmed here. Jordan Bennington likely for St. Louis, 4-5-2, 3.21 goals against average, 873 save percentage. But the Blues, who were giving up goals in bunches, have started to play a bit better defensively and have started to get a bit better goaltending in recent games. It all started with that 3-0 win against Buffalo. 4-3 overtime win against Seattle, 3-2 win against Calgary. So 2-0-1 over their last 3 games. Wins against Calgary and Buffalo, not too impressive. Overtime loss to Seattle. I'm not ready to say the Blues are back here after this schedule, but Philadelphia, back-to-back overtime losses, 3-2 in overtime to Ottawa, 2-1 overtime loss to Edmonton. So the Flyers will be looking to get a win here in this game, but points in 4 games in a row, never a bad thing for the Flyers. For me, you guys know what's coming. Give me Travis Konechny, over half an assist, plus 130. I cashed with Konechny in his last game. I'm going to go right back to him here. This one, the Flyers 5-1-1 in the last 7 games between these teams. 2 of the last 3 went to overtime, so we could see overtime here. The Flyers have been going to overtime recently, and then the Blues against Seattle, they went to overtime as well. For a total of 5.5, 3 overs and 3 unders, for a total of 5.5 between these two teams. But Konechny, why am I taking him here? Well, he has an assist, I believe, in 6 games in a row. Let me get it up here. 4 games in a row. He has an assist, 5 of his last 6 games. And in back-to-back games in St. Louis, when he's gone to St. Louis, he has got an assist as well in St. Louis. So playing pretty well right now. One of the Flyers' most consistent players. So we'll take him to get an assist here in this game. Shots on goal streaks. Nobody on a really big streak that's of any value. Point props. Konechny, obviously 8-game point streak, but minus 145, no value there. Matvei Michkov, who I mentioned on the show the other day when Philly played. He's heating up. 3 games in a row with a point, 3 games in a row with a goal. Plus 107 for a point here in this one. Goal streaks other than Michkov, Dylan Holloway for the Blues. He's scored in back-to-back games. He's plus 300. Nobody on a power play point streak here. Assists other than Konechny, nobody. Nobody here in this one. I would lean with the Flyers. I think the Flyers are a good road dog here in this spot. Which Riddick are we going to get? Red Light or her Big Save Dave? We'll find out. That's in the next game. Aho has 4 and 8 versus Lankinen. Keandre Miller, 2 goals on 4 shots versus Lankinen. And Svech, 4 goals in 7 games versus Lankinen. Uh-oh. So it could be not the best game for Lankinen, who's been struggling as it is heading into this game. And now he has some guys that have done well against him. Not a recipe for success. Yes, sir. Konechny assist. Yes, I agree. Michkov, first goal alert. He has scored the Flyers' first goal of the game in 3 straight, but not the first goal of the game. Okay, so Flyers, if you can bet him to score first for the team first goal scorer. Team first goal scorer. If you can get that. That would be the better way to go with that. Blues 1-6 is a home favorite. Oh, wow. Only win came against Calgary earlier this week. Well, that says a lot. Makes me lean even more with the Flyers here. I kind of would want to see Vladar and net before I would pull the trigger, but yeah, I think the Flyers are the right spot here in this game. But final game of the night, New York Islanders and the Utah Mammoth here in this one. The Islanders plus 170 road dogs Utah minus 205 home favorites, and a total of 6.5 here in this game. David Riddick confirmed for the Islanders, 3-2, 3.4 goals against average, 884 save percentage. Most recent game was a 5-2 loss to the Wild, where he gave up 5 goals on 26 shots. Not good. Karel Vejmelka, unconfirmed on the other side, 8-4, 2.84 goals against average, 882 save percentage. When I look at this game here, the value is with the Islanders, a plus 170 road dogs. I don't think that Utah should be minus 205 home favorites. However, having said that, Utah has the major rest advantage here. They last played on the 12th, so 2 days ago. Then obviously the Islanders playing in Vegas last night, and the Islanders 3-0 on this road trip so far. Utah had lost 3 games in a row, bounced back with a 5-2 win against Buffalo, and Utah has been really good at home, 5-1 at home this year. When it comes to the side here, I don't want to back Utah at this price. I like the price for the Islanders, but I'm not confident that they win here. 3-0 on their road trip. I could see them losing this game. So no play when it comes to the side or the total. And when we look at player props, the 2 most hottest players heading into this game are Bo Horvat and Matthew Barzal. Both play together on the Islanders. 5 games in a row for Barzal, 7 games in a row with a point for Horvat. Minus 150, minus 155. I would parlay the 2 together there. Mikhail Sergachev has a point in 4 of his last 5 games, minus 127, so not a lot of value there. Jonathan Drouin, 3 games in a row with a point, minus 105. Matthew Schaefer, back-to-back games with a point, plus 106. Clayton Keller and Nick Schmaltz, both who play on the same line, both scored in back-to-back games. Plus 175 for Keller, plus 200 for Schmaltz. Jean-Gabriel Pageau has scored in 3 of his last 5 games. He's plus 600. And then Barzal has scored in back-to-back games, plus 270. Bo Horvat has a power play point in 3 games in a row, plus 260. Matthew Schaefer, a power play point back-to-back games, plus 310. And then Jonathan Drouin assist 3 games in a row, plus 146. And then Bo Horvat, Matthew Schaefer, and Mikhail Sergachev all have assists in back-to-back games and all have assists in 3 of their last 5 games. So again, Bo Horvat, plus 152. Mikhail Sergachev, plus 105. And Matthew Schaefer, plus 156 for assists. Logan Cooley also has assists in back-to-back games, plus 125 here in this game. FanDuel offers first away and home goal. Okay, so go to FanDuel. If Vladar, P.S. Suter, and Colton Parayko both have 2 goals in 3 games, first Vladar. Okay. Isles in a bad spot, back-to-back, and have to play an elevation. Yeah. That's why I said I like the price, the odds here with Islanders, but I don't like the situational spot. Does Horvat score today? Yes, because I bet him to score yesterday, and I'm not betting him to score today. So, yes, he's going to score. Horvat has 3 goals in 4 games versus both Veggie and Vanacek. There we go. I will be back on Monday saying I wish I would have bet Bo Horvat is most likely the case. But as I just said, be back on Monday. No show tomorrow. I'm going to take the Saturday off. But if you want my whole betting card for tomorrow's slate, make sure to become a member on the YouTube channel, $4.99 a month, and you'll get my entire betting card for tomorrow's slate. What I might do, instead of just releasing the picture of my card, I might just do a quick 5-minute members only video where I give explanation for my picks as well. I might do that. So either way, if you become a member on the YouTube channel, you'll either get my entire betting card in a video format or my entire betting card posted on the YouTube channel. But other than that, we'll be back on Monday for another episode of Picks on Net, NHL picks and predictions. We've got a good slate on Monday. So it'll be a good card to break down. Terry, do you like Philly plus 1.5 and Islanders plus 1.5? I do like Philly plus 1.5. As I said, I like them as a road dog here. I think they could win outright. And the Islanders, I don't know. As I said, as Jonathan said, and as I said, it's a bad spot for them. Utah's played really well at home. I don't know. I could see Utah winning by double digits, but I could also see them losing maybe. Back to the Blues for a second. Have not won back-to-back games since games 2 and 3 of the season. Wow. Have traded wins and losses last 5. Sounds good. Dylan Holloway has scored the first goal of the game in each of the last 2. Okay. Very nice stats. And good luck to all. Yes, good luck to all on this Friday slate. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll see you guys back on Monday for another episode. Picks on Net, NHL picks and predictions. Best of luck this weekend, guys.